Shadow of War is a dense action RPG with a lot of skills to unlock, systems to get your head around, and of course, many orcs just right there for the killing. Our previous tips video focused on the opening few hours of the game before you get the ability to bend Uruks to your will. The Dominate ability that you get at the beginning of the second act is a complete and utter game changer. Pardon the pun. So here's a few more tips for Middle-earth Shadow of War, including how to get the most out of its famed Nemesis system. Number 1. Worms. As soon as you enter a new region in Mordor, your first port of call should be to purify the 3 Hydir towers to unlock fast travel points and earn an easy skill point. From there, you should hunt out the worms that will give you valuable intel on the enemy captains and war chiefs. Something we noticed was that worms are actually quicker to dominate than regular orcs, so if you're not up for a fight or you're in a rush to collect your intel and plot your attack on the war chiefs, you can run in, dominate the worm, and be out of there in a flash. Number 2. Getting higher level followers. Once you recruit an orc to your army, there are various ways to increase his power level to make him stronger. Before you start recruiting, make sure you have wealth gems attached to your ring of power. If you have these attached, any captain you recruit automatically gains a couple of levels when they join your side. The more powerful the gem, the more levels your captain gains. Also, if you've been eyeing up a particular orc that you're looking to recruit, have a worm send them a death threat before you go after them. Doing this increases the level of the captain by 5.
They call it a death threat, but it's flattering to be wanted.
You have 3 turns to complete these missions. Dying, completing other Nemesis missions, or skipping time ahead at a Hydir tower takes up a turn. If you choose to do other missions and don't fulfill the death threat, you can actually send him another one to increase his power by a further 5 levels. Once recruited, you can start doing missions to increase your orcs' levels. Sending them to kill enemy captains, as long as they succeed, nabs a couple of levels for them, but the best way for orcs to leap up in levels is to use the fighting pits. If you control a region, that is, you've completed its fortress assault and instilled your own overlord, you'll have access to its fighting pits. You can send orcs to face off against each other in the pits, and the winner gains a good number of levels. So if you want to bring a low-level orc up to yours, the best thing to do is send him right down to the pits. If he loses and dies, just track down the captain that won and recruit him, because you'll still be benefiting from the levels he earned because he won. Number 3. Combat Dominate. With the Dominate ability, you can quickly turn the tide in most combat scenarios. When attacking an outpost, for example, target the archers first. They can rain pain down on those below and are less likely to be taken out by enemy orcs on the ground. But when you're being attacked by enemies from every single angle, there's an easy way to use Dominate to avoid dying. Call in a bodyguard or a Caragor and then back off. As long as there's someone friendly to take the heat, you can hold down the Dominate button and turn a bunch of orcs to your side fairly quickly. Now while this is happening, the orcs seem to slow down on attacking you, often just standing by idly. If you do see an enemy approaching you, you've actually got quite a lot of leeway before the counter prompt appears. Invest in the Combat Dominate skill to turn orcs to your side even faster. Number 4. Mirian. Now Mirian is the most important currency. Not only is it the one that you actually obtain by playing the game, but it's the one that you use in-game. You can use it to buy the lower quality loot boxes, but honestly, don't bother. You'll find decent enough items as you run around killing captains, and you need to spend your Mirian on more important things like unlocking gem slots and on siege defenses and offenses. So here's some easy ways to make a little extra money. As you kill enemy captains and war chiefs, you'll pick up better and better pieces of gear. Don't let your old items clog up your inventory. Instead, deconstruct them for Mirian. Now, items that belong to legendary armor sets can't be deconstructed, nor can epic or rare items that you've upgraded, but purple drops from legendary orcs can be dismantled for a substantial amount. As you walk through Mordor, you'll come across these orcs with a white symbol above their heads, signaling that they're treasure carriers. Make sure to kill them for some easy Mirian. If you're running low, make sure you've attached wealth gems to all 3 of your weapons, as these gems increase the chance that enemies drop Mirian when they die. More powerful wealth gems means a higher chance of a money drop. And finally, orcs now belong to tribes, and the tribe of the region's overlord affects the whole area. Once you take over a region and put a new overlord in charge, his tribe will give different bonuses. So if you need some extra money, make sure your overlord is a member of the Marauder tribe. These guys love treasure, so they'll leave myriad chests full of money all around the region for you to find and loot. Number 5, the Nemesis System. Where Shadow of War really shines is the Nemesis System. It's a dynamic system where the enemy hierarchy constantly shifts and adjusts, but it's one that also can be completely manipulated by you. Orcs constantly battle each other for power, so there are always openings coming up for your guys to take up. First of all, I mentioned it earlier, but remember that these missions are only active for a limited time. After 3 turns, they get resolved, and the orc that wins the encounter increases in level. It's also worth remembering that unless you directly interfere with these missions, they might not work out in your army's favor. If you see one of your followers embroiled in a Nemesis mission, you can send another follower as backup, raising your guy's chance of success. You can always pop along too if you want to dominate the enemy captain instead of having him die. If you get killed by an enemy orc or even betrayed by one of your own, this happens and it's devastating, you can go get your revenge. Choose the Vendetta mission, and if you kill whoever took you down, you'll get some better quality loot. But easily the most fun Nemesis encounters are betrayal missions. Use intel to determine who a war chief's bodyguards are, recruit them to your side, and you can set up an ambush to take out the war chief. By killing or recruiting the war chief to your side, it disables their associated defenses at the fortress assaults, pretty much making it a cakewalk. Number 6, online fortress assaults. Once you've taken a fortress in the single player, don't forget to defend it, because it can be attacked online. But ensuring that it's defended well is an easy way to earn Spoils of War, a loot chest that's guaranteed to contain at least one legendary follower. In the army menu, tap R1 or right bumper to bring up the siege upgrade menu. Make sure you have followers assigned in every open slot, and myriad levels permitting, the strongest defenses in place. For an extra bit of defense, assign bodyguards to your war chiefs. When the fortress gets attacked, either online or in the game's defense missions, they can help hold on to defense points for longer. By ensuring that every war chief is in position, there are defenses, and there are bodyguards, it increases your defense rating in online ranked conquests. There's also an attack rating that's based on how well you attack others' fortresses. By participating in online assaults, these ratings increase, allowing you to rank up. Higher ranks provide a percentage bonus on Spoils of War gained from online activities, which means the more you play online, the more Spoils of War you get, which means more goodies you get at the end. Lovely stuff. Number 7, advanced skills to invest in. Over the course of the game, you'll easily earn enough skill points to unlock all of Talion's abilities, but here are the ones that you should prioritize. If you find it mega annoying to have to hold R1 or right bumper to pick up an item, then Treasure Hunter allows you to pick up items just by walking over them. Why this is an unlockable skill, I've no idea, but it's worth getting as soon as you can. If you want to become one with the beasts, pick up Hackmaster. Shadowmanting a Caragor now dominates all of the nearby ones too, as long as they don't have a rider on them, meaning that you'll be leader of the pack in no time. Shadow Strike is another skill that takes a weirdly long time to unlock, but once you have it, invest in its upgrade, Chain of Shadows. Not only is it one of the coolest looking skills, but it's mega useful for dropping in on a group of enemies unannounced and taking them out one by one. And finally, Dragon Song. Complete the Carnan quests to be able to summon in a Drake. Unlock Dragon Rider to basically go full Daenerys Targaryen on anyone that dares to stand in your way. So there we are, some more tips for Middle-earth Shadow of War. If you have any of your own, leave them in the comments box below. For more on the game, including our review, make sure to keep your eyes peeled to GameSpot.